Hey, welcome back. So we're on lesson 5 out of 6 on how to learn guitar in 1 hour. The channel is called How to Learn Guitar in 10 Minutes a Day because you don't want to burn yourself out and try and play for hours at a time. If you truly love it, go wild. But most people get burnt out in anything they try and do in new hobbies if they go just too wild at first. So 10 minutes a day is all it takes. And I like to say consistency over motivation because some days you just don't really feel like doing it. But you don't have to do it for hours every day. Just do 10 minutes of scales, just nice and easy. Practicing with purpose, practicing just a few things a day will really keep you sharp and in tune, and when you're trying to play with your friends, you'll be able to because you're always ready to go. It's not like you haven't practiced in 2 weeks. I played 5 hours that one Tuesday, and then I didn't play again. It's not really worth it. So 10 minutes a day, check your ego at the door if you're an adult, because we're learning what a lot of kids learn. And if you are a kid learning this, props to you, that's awesome, fist bump. I wish I had learned this when I was a child. I've had a guitar for years, but I just learned the music theory, and I'm going to pass it all on to you. So let's get going here. In the last video, we had just learned about the C major scale, which I just showed there a second ago, but it pretty much goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then returns to C. And I actually played it all the way through, D, E, F, G, and then you return F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, and back to the original C. Then you play the chord over it. And that's what you'll learn if you keep watching these videos. And 1 year ago, I did not know that at all. I couldn't have told you any of that. Zero. I just didn't know it. I knew a C chord, so I'd learned a few chords and how to play through a few songs, but I was out of rhythm, I was out of time, I wasn't able to hit things crisply, and I've learned all that in the past few years. And 1 year ago, I made a huge jump by taking these lessons. So I hope you get some value out of it too. Excuse me. I do recommend anytime you're taking these, grab your favorite drink. Doing water today. I slammed these. I'm out here in Colorado, so we got to chug waters. Stay hydrated, folks. So we are going to learn about how to count. And in intermediate guitar, this is just for a beginner right here. In intermediate guitar, we're going to learn about time signatures, and there's way more than this one basic one. But this basic one is in tons of music. Like a lot of the pop songs you're going to hear, or kind of jam songs you're going to play with your friends, they'll be what's called 4/4. And all that means is that we're going to count every time 1, 2, 3, 4. It might go at a different speed later, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's when it's called beats per minute. And we'll work on that. That's when we get metronomes and all that. But all you need to know is that it's 4/4, and we're counting. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4 at around that speed. Not too fast, not too slow. So we're going to play that same C major scale we played in the last video. So if you haven't learned that, just click the last lesson. It's lesson 4. Easy peasy. And if you haven't started at all, click lesson 1. All for free. I paid I think $1,500, $2,000 maybe for all these lessons over of course of a year or two. So enjoy the free material. I'm happy to pass it on, but just know it's very valuable information. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and before we even start playing that C major scale, we're going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like if a band was playing, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. So ready? We're going to go. And you can play along, or you can just watch and hit pause and then play along as you'd like. But we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't have to go all the way down and back like I showed you. I'll show you that in the future video. We're just going to play that one octave, what it's called, when we just do that set of 7 notes. And then the 8th note would be starting the next octave. And then you just repeat those notes over and over. And that's when you hear people say like their vocal range, you have tons of octaves. It just means you can go higher and lower in pitch. So we're just going to play that one octave though, and we're going to do that one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, Great job. And don't be afraid to hit pause or rewind. I'm doing these kind of quickly just to get the information out there in case if you are up to speed and kind of want to fly through. So always hit pause, easy peasy. So let's do that one more time, the third time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. I like to do things in threes, and if you get it right 3 times in a row, you probably have it down well enough to continue. If you fudged it up one of those times, maybe try and do another set of 3, kind of like practicing your free throws, or if you have some sort of hobby you like to do where if you mess up, try again. Same thing with your scales. Don't beat yourself up over it. If you do it 10 times and it's just not clicking, maybe put it down for a second, stretch your fingers out, go look at something else for 5 minutes and come back. Don't, like we said, don't get burned out. Don't hate the guitar. It's not the problem. You just gotta get your muscle memory down. Remember, you're doing this to enjoy it, not to, fight with this thing. It's very simple and coordinated once you know it, and hopefully you're realizing in just 4.5 lessons, we're halfway through lesson 5, you've learned how to hold your guitar. You've learned every single note on the guitar. You learned all the string names. You learned what frets are. You learned the C major scale is the building blocks of music. You learned that C major scale looks like this. And if you're really good, you might have even gone backwards. And the last thing we just learned was about our most basic time signature, 4/4. Maybe not most basic, let's say most popular. And that one is just counting by 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just hitting every note along the way when we're playing a scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. So in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to explain whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. Now what that means is how long you're letting a note ring out. So if I hit that first C in the C major scale, so that was a while, right? Or I could go and be moving right on. So how do I know how long to play? So that's using a whole note, which is we're still going to count by 4, but we're only going to hit on the 1 when we play. Okay, so you can watch this first one, then we'll do it together. So I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm only going to hit on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a whole note. So let's do the C major scale using whole notes only. So we're only going to hit the notes on the 1 of each 4 count. And if that sounds a little too much, just hit rewind and back up. We're just moving through it quickly in case you're ready. But we're just going to take this nice and easy. So on the 1 count, all the way, every time we do 4, we're just going to hit the note on the 1. Ready? So let's count in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are whole notes. That simple. Half notes, we're going to play on the 1 and the 3. So we're just dividing it in half. We're just playing twice as many notes, So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's show you an example. I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how on the 3 I moved into the next note instead of waiting all the way till the 1 again? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are half notes. Quarter notes are what we've been doing the original time of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where you're hitting 4 notes per 4 beats. That was lesson 5. We'll see you next one to finish it out. Great job.